A dangerous new front is rapidly opening in the already widening Middle East conflict, and this time the battleground is shifting deep inside Iraq. What once appeared to be a contained war is now expanding at a pace that is alarming military, analysts, and global leaders alike. The lines between direct confrontation and proxy warfare are blurring, and the stakes are rising hour by hour. At the center of this escalation is Iran's powerful military arm, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, widely known as the IRGC. The group has now openly claimed responsibility for a fresh wave of retaliatory missile strikes inside Iraq, signaling a bold and calculated escalation. According to Iranian statements, the strikes targeted what they described as critical operational hubs tied to American forces and networks linked to Israel in Iraq's Kurdistan region. These were not random attacks. They were deliberate, strategic, and designed to send a message. Tehran claims that one of the key targets housed advanced systems used by U.S. forces. If verified, this would represent a significant blow to the operational backbone of the American military presence in the region and a clear indication that the conflict is no longer contained within traditional front lines. The IRGC further alleged that the same location was being used by separatist groups, accusing them of fueling instability along Iran's western and northwestern borders. Whether that claim holds or not, the justification reveals how Iran is framing its expanding military actions, not just as retaliation, but as preemptive defense. But Iran is not acting alone. Another armed faction, Saraya Aliyah al-Dam, a pro-Iran militia operating in Iraq, has also stepped into the conflict with increased intensity. The group claims it has dramatically escalated its operations, targeting what it describes as anti-Iran separatists and Israeli intelligence-linked assets in northern Iraq. In a striking claim, the group says it has conducted over 130 military operations against U.S.-linked targets across Iraq and the broader region in just the past 3 weeks. While such figures are difficult to independently verify, there is little doubt that the tempo of attacks has increased sharply. This surge in militia activity comes in response to recent U.S. airstrikes on Iran-aligned groups in Iraq. American forces have been targeting positions linked to the Popular Mobilization Units, or PMUs, a network of militias with strong ties to Tehran. Those strikes reportedly killed at least 15 fighters, including a key operations commander in Iraq's western Anbar province. Another strike targeted a militia headquarters in Nineveh province, reportedly hitting both operational facilities and leadership residences.
The response from Iran-backed groups has been swift and widespread. In just a 24-hour period, Iraqi factions claimed responsibility for more than 20 attacks on U.S. bases. These attacks involved a combination of drones and rockets, reflecting an evolving and increasingly sophisticated threat landscape. Over the past several weeks, these militias have been systematically targeting American assets across Iraq.
In Baghdad, flames have been seen rising near areas surrounding the U.S. Embassy compound. Rockets and drones have repeatedly attempted to breach air defense systems protecting key installations, and the scope of these attacks is expanding. Militia groups now claim they are targeting not just military bases, but also hotels allegedly housing U.S. personnel, both in the capital and in northern Iraq. In southern Iraq, drone strikes have reportedly hit U.S.-operated energy infrastructure, further expanding the battlefield beyond traditional military targets. This widening conflict underscores a critical shift from direct confrontation to full-scale proxy warfare. Even as the United States intensifies its strikes on Iranian targets, Iran is leveraging its network of regional allies to apply pressure across multiple fronts. The strategy is clear: stretch the battlefield, complicate the response, and raise the cost of continued U.S. presence. For Washington, the objective remains equally clear. President Donald Trump has emphasized weakening Iran's regional influence as a central goal of the ongoing conflict. But analysts warn that achieving this objective will require more than direct strikes on Iranian territory. Sustained military pressure on Iranian proxies inside Iraq is now seen as a critical component of any long-term strategy. Experts also point to the importance of targeting financial and political networks that support these militias within Iraq itself. The challenge, however, is immense. Iraq is no longer just a secondary theater. It is fast becoming a central battleground in a much larger regional war. With multiple armed factions, foreign militaries, and deeply entrenched proxy networks now operating simultaneously, the risk of miscalculation is growing rapidly. And nowhere is that risk more visible than at one of the most sensitive U.S. military installations in Iraq, Victory Base. Located near Baghdad International Airport, Victory Base has long been a key logistical hub for U.S. and coalition forces. But in recent days, it has become a focal point of escalating attacks. A video circulating online, though not independently verified, appears to show a first-person view drone flying over the base, capturing detailed visuals of military assets, including radar systems, air defenses, and helicopters. The footage reportedly shows a strike on an advanced radar system, a critical component used to detect and track incoming threats. The drone then moves toward an area where U.S. helicopters are stationed, including 60 Black Hawk aircraft, a backbone of American military operations. If authentic, the video highlights a troubling reality. Even heavily fortified bases are increasingly vulnerable to low-cost, high-impact drone attacks. Victory Base has already been subjected to repeated missile and drone strikes in recent days. At one point, the situation escalated to such a degree that a temporary ceasefire was reportedly negotiated. Iran-backed factions operating under the umbrella of the Islamic resistance in Iraq issued a 24-hour pause in attacks, but with a clear condition: the withdrawal of U.S. and NATO forces from the base. The ceasefire was reportedly mediated through the Iraqi government, reflecting the delicate and increasingly strained position Baghdad finds itself in. According to militia statements, continued strikes had disrupted flight operations, preventing NATO transport aircraft from landing at the base. This disruption was cited as a key reason for the temporary halt in hostilities, a rare moment of de-escalation in an otherwise rapidly intensifying conflict. But the ceasefire is only a small part of a much larger picture. It comes against the backdrop of a border agreement reached in 2024 between Iraq and the United States, one that outlined a gradual withdrawal of U.S.-led coalition forces by 2026. Now, that timeline appears to be accelerating. Rising tensions, repeated attacks on coalition positions, and increasing domestic pressure within Iraq to end the foreign military presence have all contributed to a faster-than-expected drawdown. Already, U.S. forces have withdrawn from several key bases, including Ain al-Assad in Anbar province. Victory Base may now be next. But the question remains, what happens after the withdrawal? As U.S. forces scale back their presence, the power vacuum could further embolden Iran-backed militias, potentially giving Tehran greater influence inside Iraq. At the same time, continued attacks risk drawing the United States deeper into the conflict, especially if American personnel or critical infrastructure suffer significant damage. The broader regional picture only adds to the uncertainty. The conflict between Iran, the United States, and Israel is no longer confined to isolated strikes. It has expanded into a multi-front war involving missile exchanges, drone warfare, cyber operations, and economic disruption, including major impacts on global energy supplies. Iran has rejected U.S.-led peace proposals and continues to escalate its military posture, while Washington has reportedly prepared additional troop deployments to the region. Each new strike, each retaliatory attack brings the region one step closer to a wider war, and Iraq, with its complex web of alliances, militias, and foreign interests, is now at the center of it all. What was once a contained battlefield has transformed into a volatile flashpoint, a place where global powers, regional rivals, and non-state actors are all engaged directly or indirectly in a conflict with no clear end in sight. The danger is no longer hypothetical. It is unfolding in real time, and with every passing hour, the risk of further escalation grows.